everybody. Welcome to another episode of Awesome Sunday Show. My name is Connor.
I'm Pat.
We are a conversational podcast. We go up every Sunday, and we usually talk about comic books, movies, and things we like, top fives, top tens, favorite things of all time. And we actually have another very special guest today. Why don't you introduce yourself, very special guest?
Hey guys, my name is Bill. I host my own podcast.
Bill, tell us about your podcast.
Sure thing. It's about wrestling, so I know I'm limiting myself as far as audience is concerning with wrestling nowadays. But it's more focusing on the developmental territory that they have. It's called NXT, where they bring up the young superstars, some guys off the indie scene.
Yeah.
It's an hour show every Wednesday. Not my podcast, the actual show that I watch. And I post it every Thursday afternoon. It's about 15 minutes long. Currently on iTunes, Podomatic. I am switching to Podbean starting next week. And I just recorded my 32nd episode this afternoon. So, yeah, 32 episodes in, started in February, and still going strong.
Congratulations. So
Awesome.
NXT is essentially, it's almost like the minor leagues of wrestling.
Pretty much, yeah. It's still owned by WWE. Triple H runs it. It's kind of his baby that he started from the ground up. And, yeah, it's where they bring up a lot of guys, pull people from other areas, and just get them used to the WWE style of professional wrestling, or as I call it, sports entertainment.
Right.
So.
The wrestling episode of South Park was so good.
Yes.
In regards to that.
That
ain't wrestling.
Yeah. I mean,
it's wrestling.
it's just funny because, obviously I've watched it since I was 5 years old, but still, seeing them make fun of it, I could take a joke with that. Obviously, it's a drama.
Listen,
It's
I
a
mean,
weekly drama.
We love comics, and people make fun of that, but we can take it as a joke. It's
Right.
listen, most jokes are a good spirit. You know, you just gotta take it as a
Especially
joke.
with South Park, you got to take it at least with some grain of salt.
Well, also
with a margarita on the side.
Speaking of South Park,
Nice.
Speaking of South Park, it's actually we have a relevant subject that we brought up today. So, with our guest today, Pat had this idea. I believe it was either Pat or Bill. Which one had the idea?
It was
Kind of more Pat. I wanted to do more 90s and past video games, but you guys already talked about something like that on a previous episode.
Yeah. So
we went more.
we might go back. I mean, obviously, you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
So speaking
We'll
of
see at the end of this.
Speaking of South Park that we brought up, we had an idea for the podcast, our 5 favorite 90s movies and 90s TV shows. I have a list. Now, these aren't necessarily our favorites of all time, but there are favorites. They can be, but they can be it's like when you think of the 90s, this is like a favorite thing you think of from the 90s.
Right, something that comes to mind as soon as you think of the 90s. I mean, I made my list maybe 2 hours ago. I have 10 movies on here, so trying to narrow it down was a little difficult.
it was really difficult.
Yeah.
I started with a 40-line list on my phone, and I was like, fuck, I got to narrow it down. And then I was like, all right, well, this one,
I had
20.
20.
I had so many interchangeable. It was
you could
crazy.
take this one out. It could go either way. So
And
Yeah,
but
I had so much too. I feel like I'm gonna listen to some of you guys. I should have thought of that.
right,
yeah.
I mean, that's probably why I had 10, because we're gonna have so many duplicates.
Yeah, I mean, that's bound to happen.
It usually happens.
Yeah, so it was tough to narrow down 5.
Yeah.
They are some of my favorites. It's hard to narrow down just one favorite of anything, but since you're the guest, we'll let you go first.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, movies or TV shows
Well,
first?
You can do them both.
Yeah, do them both.
I'm going to go all 10
Yeah, go through all 10.
Unless you want to do,
movies.
we'll go a round of movies and a round of shows.
All right.
All right,
Do-
yeah, actually,
no,
that sounds
do
better.
movies.
All right, so
Yeah.
guest
All right.
always goes first, though.
Thank you. First one, this is no particular order, so no 1 through 5. It's just 5,
Right.
just 5 movies that I picked. First one, Space Jam.
Great
Nice.
choice.
Yeah.
That was on my first list. I had the 20.
That's
Right.
on my narrowed down list.
one of the best sports movies that they've made. The other one that I didn't pick was Sandlot. So if I was going to go one sports movie, it would be Space Jam.
Yeah.
It's Michael fucking Jordan. You
It's-
can't go.
it's
And
a-
Bill Murray at the end. Let's go Bulls!
Wayne Knight. It's just, it was such, that's an awesome movie. It's a classic movie. Doesn't matter how well critically it was received,
I
but
don't
it came
care about
out
that.
at the prime of our young
yeah,
lives.
that's a movie
Yeah.
for us.
Exactly.
If you tried to show a movie to a kid now, I don't think they'd like it.
One, because
they
they don't
wouldn't
probably
know
know
who
who
Michael
Michael Jordan
Jordan
is.
is. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or Charles Barkley or any of them. And
but
the Looney Tunes? I don't know. They
Yeah.
still on the air?
that was our
I don't
generation
know.
thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Ninja Turtles movie. Even though that's a good movie for my
Which
brother's
one?
age. The first one, the
Okay.
very first one. While I like that movie was kind of made for people my brother's age, 5 years older than us, and Space
Right.
Jam was our age. They're
Right,
not
that was
critical
our-
successes, but at that age group,
Doesn't matter. They're commercial successes.
yeah,
so that's all that matters.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you know what? Space Jam's website is still up, and it's still amazing.
Did they update it with LeBron James?
They have not changed
Thank
it
God.
since it released.
Good.
Since the movie released.
Good.
I recommend checking it out. But yeah, it's a classic movie,
course.
and will always have a soft spot in my heart.
I want a Space Jam 2 with LeBron James.
Fuck no.
No.
Why?
I
Kobe.
do not want.
If
I
anything,
don't want a
Kobe.
Space Jam sequel.
No.
in
I mean,
any-
if they were gonna make it, I would prefer Kobe, but I would prefer no sequel.
No, I see. I feel like that's a movie that I feel I'm very I feel different. I feel like that movie deserves a sequel, a good sequel.
I don't know. I just don't see where they're gonna pick up or leave off or whatever.
But see, like I would like something where like, because remember how the Monstars return back to the planet?
Yeah.
Like someone's threatening the Monstars, and the Toon Squad has to come protect the
See,
Monstars.
that'd
be
and they
interesting.
and they team up.
And they pick like LeBron
And,
as like
Michael
their
Jordan is like,
ringer.
I'm too old, and he's like, LeBron, like I have the perfect basketball player to help you guys out, and he gets LeBron. It's like passing the torch.
Are you writing this movie? Because that sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, right. I should write this movie. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Go on with your next one, Bill.
Get a little more of a darker turn. I'm going Saving Private Ryan.
The tearjerker.
I know, right?
Great choice.
Like, I mean, there's some really good war movies out nowadays. Hurt Locker's pretty good.
Oh yeah, Hurt Locker's fantastic.
I mean, even not sure when this one came out. Black Hawk Down.
Oh yeah, that's like 2000, 2001.
Okay, that's what I figured. So I
That
mean,
was a
there's
good
some
movie.
good, there's some good war movies, but this is, I think, what kind of started it all.
That's one of the best in my opinion.
The
At least the
modern war
best
movies.
about
Exactly.
World War II.
Right. I mean,
Like the Clint Eastwood one. Clint
Clint
one
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
that he directed were awesome, but those were what about the Civil War?
No,
World War One.
No,
I don't remember.
No, Flags of Our Fathers was World War II. It was
The Japan side of it.
no, that's Letters from Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
So Flags of Our Fathers is the American side, and Letters from Iwo Jima is the Japanese side. But Letters from Iwo Jima is actually a better movie. So, but yeah, go on. So what? How do you feel about Saving Private Ryan? Like, why is it? Why?
I don't know. It's just if you're gonna look for one of those like kind of sad but a great story like movie, it's a little longer. But if you could just the story and like the way they portray everything, how it went down,
Yeah.
and that like obviously we don't know what it was like besides reading like history books and stuff, but just seeing how they portray everything, like them coming off the boat, storming the beaches, and it's just too realistic, honestly, and that's what made it really good.
I mean, and it's as far as movie goes, like nothing's ever 100% accurate. There's always some sort of Hollywood, but out of a lot of war movies, that has the least Hollywood charm to it.
Yeah.
It's very gritty. Like
Not overproduced.
for example, like
Yeah.
there's just little things like the beach of Normandy in France. I hate when people say Normandy, Germany.
I've never heard somebody say that.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
That's
Normandy.
pathetic.
No, they had to go through France to get to Germany.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Geography 101.
Not even that Call of Duty.
Yeah,
right.
But the beach in the movie is rather short, but in real life, like when they actually stormed the beaches, it was a mile long.
miles. So
Like imagine like just barrage of bullets coming at you, just run up a mile.
yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I don't think I need that in my life. But yeah, but I mean, like that. It's just little things like that that's different. But obviously, like you can't do that always 100%. But as far as like it's really close, and like I give Steven Spielberg a lot of credit
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
the closest I can get to getting it to what it actually was. 3, Big Lebowski.
Oh
Great
wow,
choice, great
that was
choice.
on my first list too. I took it down, but it was a hard takedown.
It was, yeah. I agree.
Dude abides, man.
The dude abides. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Honestly.
Just the way they just, what's his name? John Goodman's character is just, I don't know. He's just
Donnie,
an
shut
ass
up.
and very selfish.
Yeah.
And then
Everything goes back to Nam.
I love what are they called?
Just
the bowling Jesus. Is that what his name? Jesus.
Oh,
Don't
the one in the
fuck with
purple.
Jesus.
What's
Yeah.
his name? Sacha Baron Cohen's character? Is that?
No, that's not. That's,
That's not. I forget his name, but he's also in Anger Management. He's in.
Mr.
God.
Deeds.
Yeah.
Plays the butler.
Oh, John Turturro.
yes.
yes,
I
my
knew it was
bad.
John something. Yeah,
Sorry,
he was
John.
in Barton Fink.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that movie's good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just at the end when he's throwing the ashes and it just gets all on the dude's face and everything.
That's so funny.
But he gets on his face and he still brings up Vietnam. Like Walter, what the fuck does that have to do with Vietnam?
Like he's just so selfish, but it's like. 'Cause
But he doesn't mean it though.
I know he's trying. He's in good spirit about
Yeah,
it.
he-
Like, he's trying to help out, but
And then that acid trip he goes on.
oh my god,
It's such a
We
great
cut off your
scene.
Johnson Lebowski.
oh god. Now I just want to watch all these movies. I'm not even done yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that your third or?
That was my third.
Okay.
4th, Fight Club.
Great choice.
I hate to admit it, but I recently watched it. Not like the other day, but a couple years ago, I watched it for the first time. I had it on Blu-ray. I just, you know what? I have to watch this. It's on my list, and watching it at 1 a.m. probably wasn't the best idea.
Okay.
But just watching it in general, it was a trip.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't get any spoilers after all this time. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew it was Brad Pitt and who's that? Edward Norton. I just knew it was them and this whole Fight Club, and I had no idea what happened at the end.
Right.
It's a David Fincher movie.
What does that mean?
The guy that directed Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Social Network,
Gone
Gone Girl.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got a good resume.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously did Fight Club before those, so.
Well, yeah, but he also did Alien 3, which is arguably the worst Alien. But also, that may not be his fault.
That's true.
It's the worst Alien so far.
Because there's always a reboot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, the next Prometheus is
That's the more
Alien
movies.
Paradise Lost.
Oh really?
That's the name of the Prometheus sequel. That, and there's going to be 3 more Prometheus sequels after that will eventually connect to the Alien movies, he said. Eventually.
All right, Ridley.
But that's
I don't know
beside
what
the
you're
point.
doing.
All right, that silence is
Just
me
stop.
throwing up.
Just stop while you're ahead, Ridley.
And then the last one, I kind of lumped them all together, but it's most of the Disney movies.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
those
I
are
couldn't,
really
like-
tough to choose between.
Yeah,
them.
I mean, obviously, the 2 I wrote down before going with my ellipses was Lion King and Aladdin.
I mean,
Disney, Pixar, Toy
classic.
Story, but
Yeah.
definitely Lion King I would put over all the others of the '90s Disney movies at least.
Mhm.
But I don't know, just Scar and Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Just the one scene that stands out is I think it was Zazu was locked in like the little rib cage,
Mhm.
and I think Timon and Pumbaa are running towards him, and they're like, "Let me out, let me out, let me out." And they're like, "Let me in, let me in, let me in." So, I don't know, just the interaction between the side characters.
Yeah.
You know what?
Even
If
that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
Just he's trying to escape. They want to get in because they're getting chased by aliens, or not aliens. Wow, lions.
Yeah.
Actually, there was aliens in that movie.
Yeah, probably. Lion King is undeniably a classic, but
Yeah.
fuck that video game. Because that
The
game
Super
was
Nintendo one?
hard
it was so
as
for
shit.
Sega Genesis.
For both.
Either
oh
one,
yeah,
the
it was
same
both.
game.
Yeah,
They
Same
were
game.
both just as hard, and
Yeah.
fuck that game.
that game was ridiculous.
Even the Aladdin game was difficult.
The
too.
Aladdin game was
Flying
hard.
under the carpet. And
All those
that
Disney
stuff.
games are hard, but
Yeah.
you know what game was really hard for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis was the Real Monsters video game adaptation.
I actually never owned that.
Oh my god, that
Yeah, I
game!
didn't play it.
I remember when I was little, I couldn't never get past the first level, and it pissed me
Just
off.
the Lion King. I just remember trying to jump on the ostrich heads, and they just kept tilting you back and
Oh, the
falling into
giraffe
the leaves.
ones, yeah.
That one, yeah, whatever level that was.
Yeah, fuck that.
They just kept tilting their heads back, and you're rolling into the leaves, and
Yeah, that
was
game
ridiculous.
was really hard.
Even the
I
Aladdin one.
I downloaded it for my phone, and it was still like impossible.
I don't get it.
Not worth playing.
Games
anymore.
nowadays, you can beat them in like 5 hours. That Aladdin and Lion King game, you spend days playing that
You
game.
know,
trying to figure it
those
out.
games technically are so much shorter, but it's the difficulty
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
it like you're playing it for 12 hours. Like, oh, I'm on level 2. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, so that's my 5 as far as 90s movies.
okay.
So
Yeah, it's a good list, man.
I know.
I can't. You know, not one disagreement there.
the-
Like,
I guess
Yeah,
I'll go
really.
over the others. We won't talk about them, but Jurassic Park, the
Yeah.
first one.
give us some
I was
shout
gonna
outs.
throw that in.
Ace
Yeah.
Ventura.
Classic.
Like I said, Sandlot and Clerks.
Yeah,
Oh,
Clerks
awesome
is
choice.
91, yeah.
Awesome choice.
So I mean, those were the others that I had to leave off. It was definitely difficult, but
yeah.
I think I did the
It's
right thing.
extremely tough to like nail down a favorite movie,
Right.
more so than nailing down like a favorite TV show or video
Yeah.
game. I think.
Yeah, movies because I mean different tastes and just the time periods
Well,
and everything.
also,
and different genres too.
What the
Yeah.
90s really did was like they put a lot of indie experimental stuff and put it more into the mainstream. Like when you watch like action movies from the 80s, like RoboCop or like
Hard.
Terminator, and it's like Die Hard. Like
Hard's
the way those movies
Best
are
Christmas
shot,
movie ever.
It is.
it is. The way those movies are shot, it's very like just there. Like the camera's there just to
Right,
see
it's
the
up
action.
close, yeah.
Whereas like you see in the 90s, like you get different angles. You get a lot more emotion. It's just like so they kind of like they kind of merged a lot of drama into action. Like I don't know. So that's why I feel like the 90s, like as much as I love 80s movies, the 90s movies are really a step above.
They're good. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like, I mean, even Titanic, I was about to put on this too. So
See,
Don't make me cry.
I know. Never let go.
I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion here. Titanic, I appreciate it for what it achieved and the technical achievements it made and everything James Cameron did. But
You hate the story,
the story to me is kind of subpar. It's not a bad movie.
right? No, I
It's
see
just
where you're coming from.
I don't think it's one of the best movies of all time.
Kinda cliche.
I
what
kinda.
completely disagree.
yeah, what went into making the movie is
No, I
fantastic.
get
that,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that
it's just the
green screen,
movie
ridiculous.
itself.
Yeah. No. Okay.
I know.
I respect that. It's not like there's people that are like it's the worst movie ever made. I'm like you really
It's
don't
not
know
the
movies.
worst.
Yeah.
Of course
movie
not.
ever made.
That would be the stupidest.
See,
opinion I've ever heard.
I just think it's a okay movie.
I think I'm total opposite. I tally invested in the story. I love the acting. I think this.
No,
you
I
know.
mean,
It's a
the
great
reason I bring it up-
cast,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
I got tired of Rose.
I got tired. No, I mean,
I
Billy
like-
Zane's awesome.
Billy Zane was
Billy
awesome.
Zane's
That-
the man.
Listen to your
the-
friend
I-
Billy Zane over there.
Yeah. I really liked Billy Zane
Yeah.
probably the most out of that movie.
Okay.
I thought he did an awesome job, but nah.
Yeah. No, I mean, the reason
It's
I brought
not-
that one up, I watched it last night going to bed.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah.
it was on my mind.
My favorite James Cameron movie is Terminator 2.
Terminator 1.
No Avatar,
Terminator
right?
2 is better.
No, I love Avatar. I actually like all James Cameron movies.
I
Have yet to
will
see
never
Avatar?
see Avatar. I plan on
You
just
held
not.
out longer than me. I thought I went a while without seeing
I'm
it.
just not going to
It's a good movie. I like it.
It's not going to do it.
You've seen Pocahontas?
I've seen Pocahontas.
then
I
you're
don't
good.
need to see it with blue people or blue.
Smurfs, me,
No,
whatever.
Avatar's a good movie. All right, so I'm gonna go on my movies.
Go ahead. All right, but before I have mine written on a note card. Connor has his on a phone.
Yeah,
So just to
I
see
have
where
mine
we're
on
at.
a phone too.
Yeah, so I'm a little.
it's
old
all right.
school.
How are you prepared?
I was embracing the '90s, you know.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. This isn't like I don't know. It's not really in a particular order, so I'll just whatever. Like, I have Men in Black.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay.
Men in Black.
They just announced that they're planning on going forward with the series with or without Will Smith.
Really?
Just throwing that in there.
That's fine. I'm cool with that.
So 2 new characters? Are they bringing Tommy Lee back?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Although, you know what? I don't think Men in Black was that good, but what was good about it was Josh Brolin
I didn't see
portraying a
3.
younger
I didn't see
Tommy
3.
Lee. That was really good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that movie was very forgettable.
Men in Black 2 and 3 really aren't that good. But Men in Black 1 is a classic, man. That movie.
Fucking awesome movie.
Yeah.
That, I mean, like, I remember like that's one of the movies in the '90s where you're like, wow, special effects are really coming through.
I just got
like,
grossed out at the end when they blew up the cockroach.
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
I love that.
Disgusted me.
I remember seeing that movie. I remember like, my dad took me to see that movie and like we loved it. My dad was like, my dad used to take me to the movies all the time when I was little, and my grandma too. And I remember like my dad's mom, she like really wasn't into movies like that. But I remember like Men in Black, she was like, wow, like that was great. And I remember I've seen that movie in theaters so many times.
That's the thing. I only see movies theaters. I only see movies in theaters once. I don't know why.
I know.
Just
I'll go back.
can't.
If I really like the movie, I don't
Yeah.
care because it's like if I love the movie, I'm like, no, like they made me feel this good about the movie,
Right.
like I'll pay again to see it. Like
I've only seen like a few movies more than once in theaters.
I saw.
I think the most I've ever seen a movie in theaters is probably 3 times, and I couldn't even
Which
tell you
movie?
what movie.
I
it
saw
was.
Avengers
don't
5
know.
times.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I
me?
really did. I saw Avengers 5 times. I saw Captain America: Winter Soldier 3 times.
Avengers. The
I saw
first one?
Dark Knight 4 times. I also saw.
Might have been Dark Knight that I saw 3 times.
I think I remember you telling me at work.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I watched Avengers 5 times.
The
in
first
theaters.
one, right?
The first one.
Yeah.
The second one I only saw once.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I've seen it.
I've seen it
behind
twice. Once in theaters,
Yeah.
once
when it came out.
on a perfectly legal site.
Nice. All right. So also, what I tried to do is I tried to cover all genres.
Right.
So I did like sci-fi, comedy, horror,
Okay.
action. So that was my sci-fi Men in Black.
Of course. Or comedy.
Sci-fi. That's kind of a sci-fi comedy. I'm sure there's better sci-fi movies, but that one just makes me think the '90s. Dumb and Dumber.
I was gonna put that one.
Good choice.
Yeah. I mean, come on. What can I say that hasn't been said? Really, like greatest movie. That's when the Farley brothers were on top of their game.
That's the thing. Like, I think Jim Carrey was like most '90s. Like, if you were to put one actor,
Yeah.
or at least one actor, he would
Yeah.
be the face of the '90s.
Yeah, he was definitely like he benefited the most out of the comedic actors from that decade. Really, I mean, like there was like Ben Stiller wasn't really it
Not
until
yet,
2000.
Yeah.
He had the Ben Stiller show on HBO around that. I think right after that.
Right.
That got nominated for a couple Emmys. It didn't last long, but
Yeah, I mean,
and it had an awesome writing cast too.
it did. I think wasn't Jeanine Garofalo on that show?
Yeah, it was like Janine, I think Louis C.K.
Yeah,
just like big comedy writers now were on it.
the Chris Rock show was on. Louis C.K. was a writer for that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is another '90s show. So yeah, I mean, like, there's really nothing else I could say about that movie besides it was really funny. If you haven't seen it, then I don't know what you're doing. You're like, that movie's
20 something.
21 years old now, I
Yeah.
believe.
It could legally drink. That movie can legally drink right
Yeah,
now.
it can. So so Men in Black, Dumb and Dumber. Third movie,
I think that's
Scream.
what happened with Dumb and Dumber too.
Yeah,
They drank when
they
wrote
drank
it.
too
They
much.
drank too much.
What was
Yeah.
it? Scream.
Scream. It was actually a tie between Scream 1 and 2. I was like, which one is better? Because I like them.
Tough.
Yeah.
What's up?
That's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like,
I think it really comes down to the first one being the better movie. For years, I liked the second one way more. But
What changed your mind?
I don't know. I rewatched. The Scream trilogy. Well, now it's quadrilogy.
That's the word for it. Quadrilogy.
Quadrilogy. I think so. I don't know because quad, tri.
No, I get that, but I
like-
just don't know if that. All right. Anyway.
Whatever. Anthology. So now it's an anthology. But like that's like one of those movie series I try to at least watch all of them like once a year. And I don't really know. Like 2, like it was just always like a better movie because I thought it was like the lines were funnier. Like there's a little more comedy into it.
It's obviously with the second one they kind of know where they're going.
Yeah,
with that series too.
the acting is a little better. But I don't know. Like the first one, I think it was so revolutionary at the time for horror movies, and it revamped slasher movies. And I actually think the protagonist, I like Naive Campbell. I think her character is way better in the first one than the other 2 ones. Because the second one, she's kind of the same. The third one, she's more mature. But in this one, like she's, she literally like life just craps on her really bad, and you feel awful for her, but yet she like still comes out on top. Like she's
Right.
like, no, like F this, like you're not taking it. Like it was really good, and it's like that was like that took slasher movies to like a whole new level.
You
at
know
the
what?
time.
Like the ending to that movie when you find out to the first one.
Spoilers.
Yeah. The reveal of who Ghostface was, like, it's not mind blowing, but I wasn't expecting it.
When I first saw it, yeah, I don't think they wanted it to be mind blowing, but like
Was that?
I was. The thing is though, I remember like the reason why that's another reason why I think the first one is better now. I thought 2 was better for a while, but now like that's actually the defining reason why I like 1 more now, is because the reveal made sense more. Whereas I felt like the reveal in the second one was a little more of a cop out. It was like the mother who was in like one scene, like she was like an extra almost. And it's like it turns out to be the mom of like the killer in the first one, and then like a kid that like went crazy. Whereas like there was actual motivation for like the 2 killers in the first one. Like it just was like, that's why I was like, you know what, the first one I like a lot better. And it's kind of how I feel about the Terminator franchise too. I used to like 2 so much more, and now I actually like 1 more. But again, that's just my opinion. But
You know what? With Scream, I like the 4th one better than the 3rd one.
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
thought
I
the
like
4th one wasn't that bad.
Fourth one was
it was
the
better
recent
than
one
I
with, like,
expected,
Emma
yeah.
Roberts and everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I like
Better
the
than I
4th
was
one.
expecting.
I mean, I like all the movies. Like 3 is definitely the weakest one, but I think they're all good. They're all really entertaining.
Yeah.
First 2 are obviously the best ones. But if someone told me like 2 more, I couldn't argue with them.
Right.
All right, so this one both you guys never really seen, but this for me is kind of like the '90s action movie that like puts it out on top. Did you ever see Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan?
I have not.
Yeah.
How that movie is so good. That's the movie that put Jackie Chan on the map in America. And man, it shows because he does like 99% of his own stunts. Like, and actually the final scenes of that movie, he actually had a broken foot, so he had a cast on, and then he had a sleeve that made it look like his other shoe and put it on the sleeve on. So if you watch that movie, sometimes you see that like his other shoe is a little bigger because it's a cast. But you have to like look for
Well,
it.
yeah, you have to.
But like
notice
but it looks really good still. And then like Jackie Chan is the man.
he's funny too.
Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
funny.
Remember the Jackie Chan animated series?
That's a really good series. Unfortunately, that's not a '90s series, or else I would have had it on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a really good guy, and Jackie Chan's actually really multi-talented. He can actually act very well too.
Yeah.
Not only is he good at martial arts, and he's actually one of the best selling artists in Japan in China, singing wise.
Fun fact, he also used to be a porn star at one point.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he used to be a porn star, and so he's pretty much done it all.
Yankees won. Sorry.
That's
And the Yankees win.
By the time you hear this, they're probably lost anyway.
R.I.P. Yogi Berra.
Oh yeah, true.
Yes.
R.I.P. Man. It's one of the few. That's one of the few times I feel like the Yankees and Mets can really come together. It's Yogi Berra. But anyway, but yeah, even though technically I didn't, this is a '90s movie too. I just want to give it a shout out. It's Super Cop with Jackie Chan, because that didn't come really until after Rumble in the Bronx. But even though it was technically before, it came after it in America because Rumble in the Bronx was a big hit.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, so they started importing all these the Chinese movies
That
that he's in, and Super Cop is really good. But like Rumble in the Bronx is much more appealing, and it actually fits more in the '90s to me because there's like '90s stuff everywhere. Whereas like Super Cop, it's kind of a movie that transcends out of the '90s, so that's why I chose Rumble in the Bronx more.
What
But
year was Rush Hour? That was in the
2000
90s, right?
and something too.
The first one?
The first one? No, that was like I think it was like 98.
Because that's a really 90s movie if you think about it, because Chris Tucker was huge back then.
Yeah, Chris
yeah.
Tucker was.
Well, Saturday Night Live still? Was he on?
He was never on Saturday Night Live.
What am I thinking of? Not Chris Tucker. I'm not getting them confused.
Yeah.
I swear he was.
Yeah, Chris Tucker. I don't know. I think he was like a comedian, but never like.
He might have been on the Wayans Brothers show.
Yeah.
In Living Color.
He was He was in Friday. He started.
Oh yeah, that Friday was the big
Yeah,
thing.
you're right. 98.
Yeah.
You just got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Chris Tucker when like they're doing like in Family Guy when it's like Passion of the Christ 2, crucify this. It's like Jesus and Chris Tucker. Like that was so funny. That's like when Family Guy was awesome.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No, but that's not the words that come out of your mouth. Yeah, so Rumble in the Bronx, awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I actually have a lot of Jackie Chan movies on DVD. That's another movie I try to watch once a year. And number one, well, it's not my number one, but like it's just the list. Toy Story 2. I think Toy Story 2 is twice the movie Toy Story 1 is.
I'm actually the complete opposite.
See,
I
I'm
hate
gonna
the introduction of
disagree.
Jesse.
I love Toy Story 2,
Yeah,
but I would not say it's Toy Story.
I think Toy Story 3 is the best one out of all of them, but it's not a 90s movie. Toy Story 2 is 1999, so it technically counts.
I get it. No, I
So,
agree with you. The date is a date.
I love Toy Story 2. I disagree that it's twice the movie.
I like that one the least.
See, now this is why I like Toy Story 2 better. Toy Story 1, what was the dynamic of that? It was
Mostly between Buzz and Woody and their
it-
relationship.
and it was but the underlining thing, it was like, the deeper message was like mortality. Like it was kind of like, no, like you're
Disney
a toy.
Pixar movie. What are you
Yeah,
talking
but that's the thing. Like Disney Pixar movies are really smart. Like it's smart enough to where like I have to look up like what people think of that.
I
So
think it was
so I have to
more
form my own opinion.
existentialist than about mortality.
Yeah, but you can kind of. You can say, yeah, you're probably more right with that. But the reason why I say mortality is because it kind of is just like, no, you are a toy. Whereas like someone like if someone in real life was like, no, like you're not that important. Where it's like, oh crap, like, and that scene where Buzz finds out he is just a toy.
Right, the commercial scene, right, where he's watching
Yeah,
himself
and
on
he's like,
TV.
it kind of hits hard. So
Yeah.
like Toy Story, that's Toy Story 1. So now, great movie. And I'm telling you why it's a great movie because of like just how it makes you feel. And then like how like you have to like even so that now it's Woody saying now it's like Woody saying at the end of the movie like, okay, so I'm sorry, you are just a toy, but you are like important in life.
Yeah.
Like so kind of like Woody and Buzz like go through a lot of changes. Toy Story 2, the reason why I like it more is because Woody can be immortalized.
Right, he feels important.
Yeah, he feels
Yeah.
important.
Yep.
But is it worth losing his friends?
Right.
And to me, that's like I find that much more engaging because it's like all right, so like you like Pat, if someone's like, hey, you can be immortal, but you can never talk to like okay, you probably say immortal, but you can never talk
Probably
to.
not.
No, I'm just kidding. But you can never talk to Connor, Bill, Anthony. Like you can't be around them anymore.
But you can live forever.
But you can live forever. Like I don't know. To me, that's like interesting because obviously, like we would choose our friends, but like, but like Woody was like, because now he's kind of thinking how Buzz thought at the end of Toy Story 1. It's like, well, I am just a toy. Like, you know, what if Andy gets rid of me one day? So like now it's Buzz's turn to like.
Ironically, at the end of Toy Story 3.
What's up? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like that's why I don't know, Toy Story 2 I just feel like really evolved the story naturally in the best way possible, and like that's why I think Toy Story 2 is better.
I mean, I get it because it kind of digs into Woody's background and everything like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know, all the characters and everything like that. I mean, even Wayne Knight's in it too. But
Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just, I think that's my least favorite anyway. I mean, it's still a great movie. I'll watch it, but
I
of
still
the
think
three,
Don Rickles and Mr. Potato Head is one of the funniest characters of all
Oh, yeah.
time.
Oh, easily.
But yeah,
or
that's
Mr. Ham. Ham is
I
awesome.
love Mr.
There go the
Ham.
wife and tater tots.
the guy that voices Mr. Ham was on Cheers. I forget his name, but I love Cheers. I love that show.
Was it the guy who played
the mailman.
I know
Norm?
exactly who you're talking about. I can't
Norm.
remember his
Yeah.
name.
It is Norm?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Norm,
Ah,
but-
Norm. No,
Yeah.
not Norm.
No.
No.
No,
Norm
big
was
short
the
guy.
fat guy.
Norm's the fat guy.
Yeah.
I
I never watched Cheers.
I know
I'm just
exactly who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
picking
He was
names.
also on that show Legit, the Jim Jeffries TV
Yes.
show.
Yeah, he's like he's like I forget his name, but and the guy that voices the dinosaur was in The Princess Bride. He was the guy that said inconceivable. Like that movie just has a great cast. But that's a series I feel like that's gotten better with every movie. Like Toy Story 3 I think is the best one out of all of them. So, but
Yeah.
90s wise, Toy Story 2.
Yeah, agreed.
So those are my movies. Patrick?
All right. Well, one of mine was already said. Well, technically two, but Fight Club and Aladdin.
Okay, Aladdin.
And yeah, I love Aladdin. I mean, as great as The
Jasmine's
Lion
hot.
King is,
Dude, relax.
as great as The Lion King is,
Yeah.
I slightly like Aladdin more.
What puts it over the edge?
Yeah. What? I mean, not that I disagree.
Robin
It
Williams.
could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Mhm.
I mean, they're both amazing movies. It's extremely hard to choose between. That's like
It is extremely hard.
asking asking a parent which kid they like more. For
I mean, obviously my
for some
family's not that
people,
hard.
it's much easier than others.
Yeah, if you're an asshole.
Yeah, but like it's I don't know. I think it probably must I guess it's Robin Williams because they both get like, I mean, Lion King fucked me up more, but Aladdin the first time I saw it scared me. You know, like that scene where they're going to get the treasure, and the spirit of that cave like just goes crazy and like tries to burn him alive, and then becomes this giant sand monster. Creeped me out, but I don't know. I feel like it was, for the most part, more fun than Lion King was. Even though Lion King, the whole part of Simba growing up with Timon and Pumbaa was like amazing.
Yeah. Matata.
You know what I'm thinking, like, I actually like Lion King a little more than Aladdin. Still, Aladdin's fantastic, but I think the music in Aladdin is better.
Yes,
So
definitely.
Yeah,
I
the
guess
music
that's,
as far as the songs that they sing or like the score like behind.
everything.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
cause like again, Lion King I think is the better movie. Like, but again, like if someone told me like you're saying like I like Aladdin more, there's like why would I ever argue about that?
Yeah,
But like
exactly.
I think the music in Aladdin, score and song wise, is fantastic.
yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, I think Robin Williams put it over the edge for
Oh,
me
yeah.
personally. And Fight Club, because first of all, it's an awesome movie, so well shot, directed, and acted. But it's also because Fight Club is one of my favorite books, and while predominantly a lot of the same stuff happened, like it was very, very faithful, the endings were very different. But were like they both like made you think and had kind of like another, I guess, existential feel to it. And that's a movie that you're talking about accepting mortality.
Yeah.
That's one that does that. And yeah, so that's why it's one of them. It's a fantastic movie because I love the book, and it's one of the better book to movie adaptations. And even the author of the book said he likes the movie more than
Damn.
his own book, and he likes the ending they chose better,
Wow.
which is saying something because
Yeah,
usually
he wrote the
authors are
book.
like, "Well, that fucking sucked."
Yeah, did you ever hear what Stephen King says about The Shining?
Yeah, about The Shining and The Green Mile.
Yeah, he's like he like did
Great
he
movies,
is,
though.
Yeah,
They're
it's-
awesome
Yeah,
movies.
those are arguably the best Stephen King adaptations, and they have like nothing to do
Oh
with his
yeah,
book.
yeah. So whatever, but yeah, Toy Story, absolutely amazing. The South Park movie,
Wow. Yeah.
just
Especially at that time.
at that time it was like I felt like I was doing something bad by watching it because
Right. I
of
still
like
kind of do.
how like fucked up it is and
Yeah.
like how like not kid oriented it is.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And,
if you
like-
watch the show, obviously you know that. But
Yeah.
just as a
But, you
cartoon
know,
movie.
because that came out when we were still really young.
98.
I actually
Because the series started in 97, I
we
believe.
had that movie on VHS for the longest time, and my mom like couldn't stand that we had it. But I was like not allowed to watch it when I was
Yeah.
little, but I watched it anyway, and I didn't get half the jokes like at
Right.
all. And I was just
Oh
like,
yeah, no.
I was
I
like
don't even
when
do
they
it
were
now.
like big floppy donkey dick, I was like, what? Huh? Like,
And like it's one of the funniest movies I've
Oh, yeah.
ever
Yeah.
seen.
I didn't
And-
get either why like the fixation on Canada too. Like
Even now.
Wait,
haven't
now
seen
I
any
still
of it.
don't
And
understand.
you talk about awesome music.
Yeah.
The songs in the South Park movie are fucking great.
Yeah.
the Brian Boitano song is hysterical.
It's just like they're such classic songs. Uncle Fucker.
Yeah, duh.
And Kyle's mom's a big fat bitch. Blame Canada. Come on.
Blame Canada was nominated for an Oscar.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep, it was nominated for the Oscar. That's the story when
What
they
Oscar?
when Matt Stone and Trey Parker they drop acid and they wear dresses and go to the Oscars. Did you ever hear that story?
Yes.
wouldn't doubt
That
it.
was
I didn't know. I thought it was to the Emmys, but
No, it's
That's
it's
better.
Movie,
It's for
yeah.
the Oscars,
That's
and people
funnier.
were like, "This is my night," blah blah blah. And they're like, dude, it's the Oscars. Like, who cares? And they said it's so scary because it's like they came off the acid, like they came down, like not getting high anymore. They're in the middle of the ceremony, and they're like, "Oh my God, we're wearing dresses!" Like,
It's so fucking funny.
and then like
awesome.
their object, like their mission for the night was like when people asked them about the dresses, they were just gonna avoid the question. So like they're like high as hell, and people are like, "So what's the dresses are like?" And Trey Parker's just like, "It's such a nice night." Like, that's
I mean,
what
I would try to do that too.
yeah, I mean,
but I don't think I would be sober enough to.
I don't
think
know.
that
I've
straight.
never done acid. I don't really ever want to do it.
No.
But I mean, seeing people on it is really funny so far. So
yeah, so far. And the other one rounding out my top 5 is Pulp Fiction.
of course, yeah, that was on my list too. But
See, I was torn between putting that and Reservoir Dogs. That's a hard ass choice to make,
Yeah.
but I think I like Pulp Fiction a little
I
more.
would've left
Pulp
the other-
Fiction's a
I
great
would've left
choice.
something else
I
off.
would have had that on my top 5, but that's a movie that transcends the 90s for me.
Yeah,
Like it's more than just a 90s movie. I think Reservoir Dogs is more of a 90s movie. But I mean, again,
Yeah.
I mean, like it's your list. Like I'm just saying, like you might see Pulp Fiction and be like 90s. There we go. You know?
Speaking of Pulp Fiction, you guys see the Pulp Fiction Disney thing on YouTube?
No.
no, I don't think so.
It's fucking hilarious. It's the voice of Donald Duck for Samuel L. Jackson in that interrogation scene
Yeah.
in the room.
Oh
it's
my
just Donald
gosh.
Duck voice doing that whole scene.
That's so.
I
Fucking
can't do
funny.
the voice. But
Say what again?
yep, as Donald
Go
Duck.
ahead, motherfucker. I dare you.
Oh, and the guy
I
in the
double
chair.
dare you, motherfucker.
The guy in the chair is Mickey Mouse. So
Phil Lamar, who happens to be an awesome voice actor, covers a lot of shit. Was on Mad TV.
yeah,
Hermes on Futurama. He was in Justice League, both Justice League shows.
Yeah.
Pretty prominent voice actor.
Yeah.
And
so yeah. If you guys, when you're done, watch that YouTube.
Oh,
video.
yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
definitely gonna do that. All right. So
what did you leave off your list besides Reservoir Dogs?
Oh, dude, there's a lot. Like
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Most Disney movies at the time. Ace Ventura. Like there's.
yeah.
I spent like a good few hours.
Some of the
I started with
rom-coms
like
back then.
You know, it's a Disney
30.
movie that like didn't really like
Clerks, Mallrats.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
it's-
my God, Mallrats.
people like don't think about it because
It's
it's
on a
not
fucking
really a
escalator.
popular movie because it's kind of a movie that like never really escaped from the 90s. Remember that movie Oliver and Company?
yeah.
I don't remember like what this. I've heard of it.
It was
I've-
like it was
I know
a
I've
gang
seen
of
it.
dogs and there's this like baby kitten and like
Oh,
let
yeah,
it in
yeah.
the gang
Yeah.
and like but like
Even
Oliver
Aristocrats. Like,
oh yeah, the Aristocats. But Oliver and Company's great. It has a really catchy song. Like it's like why should I worry? Why should I care? And it's just like it's really good. It's underrated movie. It wasn't a critical success, and I can kind of see why. I think it's underrated.
right.
But yeah, that's a 90s movie I just thought of.
Hmm.
So you went through your 5, Pat?
I went through my 5.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's so many
I know.
movies. Like I feel like I'm gonna be like wake up tonight. I'm gonna be like, Equilibrium, like
Yeah.
Just keep thinking of
or
them.
Equilibrium was like an early 2000s movie. Matrix actually is 1999.
Yeah,
True.
that's a good one.
The
Only
only
good
good
one.
Matrix movie.
Only good one.
Yeah,
The last good movie the Wachowskis made.
yeah, that was literally the last good
Keanu
movie.
Reeves.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which way you're gonna go with that one.
no,
he's made some
Keanu
pretty
Reeves made some good
ones.
movies. Hardball was pretty good,
Gee, baby.
Hardball.
and
Yeah, right, dude.
It's on Netflix.
dude, John Wick was
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
That's what I heard. I
John
actually heard
Wick-
good
I haven't
things
seen
about
it, but I
that
heard.
Oh
good
my
things.
gosh, it was so good. I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
They're starting production on John Wick 2 soon.
It's like like way too late. They should have done it like right after they finished John Wick because John
that
Wick
was not
was
gonna come
so
out for
good.
what?
They
like,
probably didn't
late next year?
expect it to do well.
Yeah, it's
That could've
probably
been it,
true.
yeah.
But so yeah, let's start going into television.
Am I gonna start again?
Yeah, we're going around the world, man.
All right, fine. So I think I went more sitcom-y for the 90s, but then again, that's what it was. I think most of the 90s shows.
Speaking
Yeah.
of sitcom.
Again, like how action movies were started in the 80s, really,
Yeah.
but perfected in the 90s.
Same thing with
Same thing with
sitcoms.
sitcoms.
The one that I did leave off was South Park. I'm gonna put that out there because I think it
It's,
was only 90s for the couple years, but I think the way
Yeah.
that it evolved. The
I
last
agree. I
15
left it
years-
off the
Yeah.
list for the same reason.
I didn't leave it off.
You put it okay.
Yeah, but we'll get to mine.
All right,
I'm gonna tell you why I think I'm gonna tell you why I think it should be on the 90s list.
Okay.
Even though it's kind of way past the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, considering they're renewed until 2019 now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went Seinfeld.
Classic choice. It's on my list too.
I mean, I'm watching it like there's like 2-hour blocks on TBS every day, and I'm still watching them.
I think I've seen the
I think-
Junior Mint episode probably like 50
Oh god,
times.
they're
God,
delicious.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just I think obviously Kramer's my favorite character. Just the antics.
Awesome.
I was watching the one that I forget what it was. like I don't know the name of the episode, but it's Kramer has like his front door set up like he lives on his own house. It's like a screen door and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just him and like the shit that he does is ridiculous.
So Kramer's your favorite.
Yeah.
Before you go on, I just want to know. I want to know Pat's favorite. I want to say my favorite character. Who's your favorite character?
George.
George. See, I love Elaine.
okay.
Elaine,
I do
She
too.
grows on me,
Elaine
too.
is so. I think she makes that show for me. Every time she's in a predicament with her boss.
Stella.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What
Or when
was
she
it, Mr.
when she
Peanut
finds
or
the new
whatever?
friend group that like is kind of like this that kind of looks like Jerry, George, and Kramer. Like, Elaine
What's his
literally.
name? Tim
The TV guide
Whitley.
episode was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the TV guide.
Yeah.
You know what? Jerry Costanza.
Oh
is
yeah.
Another great character.
Wait,
And
Jerry
fucking
Stiller?
Newman.
Wait, Jerry
Yeah, his
Stiller?
name was wasn't it Jerry on the show too?
I don't remember.
I don't
Whatever.
think so.
I don't.
Mr.
but yeah.
Costanza.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh my God,
yeah,
he just
George's
keeps yelling.
parents is so funny.
Yeah.
When she walks in George masturbating, George, why?
The shrinkage episode too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or,
we've been there.
I was on the pole. I was on the pole. Or when with the what did they call it? The bro,
Yeah,
the man bra.
but I feel like in the earlier seasons,
Yeah.
Elaine's not that good until the later seasons.
Yeah, that's what I said.
When
She
she gets
grows
the
on me.
job, like at the publishing company.
Mr. Peterman.
Oh
Peter
my
Pan.
gosh, that's when Elaine I feel like becomes the funniest character of the show for me.
And just some of the
She
stuff
was
that they
so
talk about
funny.
like then still relates now. Like some of
One
like,
of my
those-
favorite
Yeah.
episodes is
Still
the episode when they make the bet to see who can go the longest without masturbating.
Yeah.
That's the best
And-
episode of any show though.
And they're looking outside across, and they see like the woman, like across the street from Jerry's apartment, like
Okay.
walking around the house or change or something. Kramer goes like literally 2 seconds later, he comes back, slams somebody down. He goes, "Yeah, I just quit."
And like I just like it's like well even with like Elaine too like I mean like we're getting into girls masturbating right now but whatever it's just
Drive
like
the ratings.
what's
Yeah,
up
It'll drive the
drive up
ratings.
the ratings just put that in like the tags
Right.
Yeah.
but it's just like
Episode
like I
title.
like how the guys are like you can't be a part of this and it's just like she's like why not it's like dude they do it just as much as guys like
If
think
not
about
more.
yeah if not more I mean like it's probably a little easier like I don't know please don't hate us we had a women's rights podcast about how awesome women are
Kinda-
Or when, like when she tries to decide if a guy's sponge worthy or not.
oh my God.
Oh yeah, but just in that episode with the bet, they never say masturbating ever.
No,
but then they're like,
no,
oh yeah,
it's just
John
so
F.
funny.
Kennedy Jr. was like, she was wondering who you were. She's like, what? Like that's how she gets out. Like it was that was great. That's a great choice.
Thank you.
It's one
Like
of
it-
the best.
Mine are in
of
no
all
order
time.
again. I'm just picking the 5 TV shows.
Yeah,
that
no, I don't think- I don't have a specific
like
order.
for the 90s and that represent the 90s the most. Boy Meets World.
Another one on my list.
I didn't think of that one. That's a great.
Yeah, I mean, it was
oh
either-
wow, I'm pissed at
It was
myself.
either that, Saved by the Bell. There was a couple of those like coming of age, like
See,
teenage sitcoms.
I think
but
Boy Meets World is far and above better than Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
And I
No, I
really,
wasn't rating. I'm just saying
no,
those
no,
kind of
I-
shows.
yeah, in my opinion. I mean, I really like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
yeah,
Great
the
fucking
college
show.
years or
but
whatever. But
I-
the girls in that show. Oh my god, those are the
Kelly
that-
Kapowski.
Yeah,
Kelly Kapowski, even now.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
What's her name? I forget. her
Tiffany
real name.
Amber
Thiessen?
Thyssen or
Thiessen?
Thiessen or
Something like
something.
Yeah, but like that was like the first time I like it would Saved by the Bell was like the first like because like Topanga
Fuck
is like
Screech.
cute, but
Yeah,
like
she
but-
gets better
she gets better.
in the series, like when they go to
Oh,
college and
yeah.
stuff.
But like but in Saved by the Bell, that's like the first time I would watch a show. I'm like I like girls.
Yeah.
Like you know.
I mean, like Kelly Kapowski was always hot.
oh my
Yeah, just like-
gosh.
And you know what? Tiffany, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. It was
TAT.
so so hot that fuck you. Connor just
Connor
farted
farted.
and tried
Yeah.
waving in my face. That she went on that show 90210 and made that show better than it was.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills 90210.
That was the first one.
Okay. Like the spinoff of that one you're talking about?
That I would. It's not really a spin-off. Like there are
No.
spin-offs of that show, but it's like it's Beverly Hills 90210. Like that's
Okay.
the area code.
Yeah.
Or the zip code. I mean.
No, just I mean, obviously Eric. The way the Eric character evolved was a little degrading for me. Not degrading. Depressing, I guess. Degrading to him.
How
'Cause
they
he-
made him.
Yeah, because
from,
the
like-
first couple episodes where Corey's like still in middle school and Eric's like the smarter older brother giving him advice, and
Smarter,
stuff, and then he
cooler
just
older
gets
brother.
fucking retarded when
Yeah.
they get to college.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
one thing
but
I
it made
hated.
for some great
That's
ass
the thing, though,
When
because-
moments.
what's it? Sleeping with not sleeping with squirrels. Is it sleeping with squirrels? His like
Yeah, it is.
sleeping with squirrels.
It's
Is it-
manifesto.
Yeah, his whole manifesto, and he has a lollipop in his beard.
Yeah.
And
Was
some of
it-
that stuff was funny, and it's like
Lose one
to the
friend.
sea.
That's one of the few times where I think making someone dumber was better because
Right,
they already
yeah.
had Mr. Feeney.
Of-
They already had
still
they already
do.
had Corey Matthews' dad, and like I'm glad they didn't make Topanga an idiot.
Well, no,
So like
They
they
could.
had to make somebody like that.
I
And,
mean,
yeah.
they couldn't make her an idiot because she started off so weird.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just would have been like
She
just
obviously
too
grew
much.
out of it, but
Yeah.
I don't know, just all the characters, like even the side characters, like Mr. Turner, like he was cool.
Oh,
for a
yeah.
and
couple
then
seasons.
they just never acknowledged him
Disappeared.
again.
They did acknowledge him when at the graduation of high school when Minkus was there, and he just waved off.
Oh, he's like, yeah, I was on the other
off-screen
side of school.
the whole time. Yeah,
But-
but like, oh, Mr. Turner, and he just
Have you
leaves.
guys watched Girl Meets World?
I've seen a couple scenes on YouTube. That's about it. But they
I've
brought
watched
heard
a
it's
few
pretty good.
episodes. I watched a few episodes. I kind of want to get into it. I heard it's awesome.
First season's on Netflix.
Is it? I'm
Yeah.
gonna start watching it.
But
But
they brought like everyone back.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
for
they
at least
did.
a
most-
cameo or two.
most part, yeah.
Even Mr. Turner, they brought him back.
Is Mr. Feeney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Eric's obviously still there. I don't know if they brought Jack. I think they brought Jack back.
Sean.
Yeah.
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 I mean, remember the last episode of Boy Meets World?
The finale.
Where they move
Oh, in
away
the classroom.
in the classroom.
Oh God.
Oh, dude.
Man, tearjerker right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Because like Mr. Feeney was like a father to them. Like,
of course.
oh
He
man.
was their That was weird though. He was
Yeah,
their teacher.
and you know what's
everywhere
really
they
cool about
went.
that show too is like Corey Matthews was probably the most generic character.
Of course.
but
There's
it-
nothing
but it-
redeeming about. Well, I mean, I guess some redeeming, but there's nothing that stands out.
There's nothing that stands out, and that's what stands out about him. And it's
Mhm.
really good.
because
Like
everyone else
well,
had like really extreme qualities. So he
If
was
you
like
think
the
about
average
it, he had the purest heart
guy.
of the
course.
show.
Yeah.
yeah,
And like he could be really smart sometimes, really stupid.
The
He could be
ski- the-
serious, really comic relief.
Even the couple episodes where they went skiing and he was hooking up with what's her name, Linda Cardinelli.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, whatever her name is. But even those couple episodes when he's trying to win Topanga back. Like,
yeah.
it's
Well, he
stuff
tried.
that you've been through.
That's
like,
that happened a couple times throughout the series.
Well,
Like he
so-
tries to win because there's a couple episode story arc there where like they go to Disney or something.
yes. When,
and-
yeah.
And then like he's like in the Shark Tank like Topanga.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what kind of blew my mind about that show? Well, two things actually. The first thing is when the one professor that comes on to Topanga,
Oh, his brother?
that is
Yeah.
Ben Savage's brother.
No, yeah, that's Fred Savage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who was Kevin Arnold on The Wonder Years.
Yes. Which I
When I found that out, I was like, "Fuck!"
Wait, you didn't know that they were brothers? You didn't know that was from him from Wonder Years?
No, I knew it was him from Wonder Years.
You
At the
just didn't know
time
they
I
were
saw the
brothers?
episode, I didn't know they were brothers.
Gotcha. And he was also in Austin Powers.
Yes, Mole.
Speaking of the Wonder
Molly?
Years, I'm pretty sure that has that show got an official DVD or Blu-ray release? Because I don't think it has.
It's on Netflix. I'm
It-
just pumping Netflix.
yeah,
man.
it
I
is
think
on
they're paying
Netflix, but like I
Hey,
don't think
Netflix
that,
sponsor us.
me.
I don't think that show's ever got an official DVD or Blu-ray,
No.
Blu-ray release.
I was reading on the Wikipedia page and how it just ended after because they want the like network and everything wanted to change it, like put them
Mhm.
on like prime time. And,
Like supposedly the way that series
wanted to
ended
change.
like pissed off a lot of fans of the show.
well, that too. It just,
because it was like but like there was a series finale, but like they ended it too soon.
yeah,
Like they wrote it like a series. They wrote like a series finale. Like
but like
not.
it should have lasted another season
Yeah,
until it aired.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like I think it's kind of like how like a lot of people like look back and like wow good thing Friends lasted 10 seasons instead of 9 seasons. That's what should have really happened with the Wonder Years. The Wonder Years should have went another season.
Of course, but it was just the network and the time period. It was just they
happens.
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Um,
One
go
more
ahead.
thing. Will Friedle, who played Eric,
Yeah.
also voiced Terry McGinnis on Batman Beyond
Really?
and other DC characters
Sorry,
and
Connor.
Spider-Man for a while. And Spider-Man the animated series.
Wow.
Damn, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
So you kind of touched on the other one. Friends is on my list.
Oh,
Mine too.
I-
Shit,
good
Bill,
segue
you're
there.
already naming most
Pick
of
another
mine.
That's what I get for going first.
Yeah.
Um,
Son of a bitch.
yeah, I binge watched the whole
Now you know
series.
how I feel.
I've been
Yeah.
binge watched the whole thing in like 2 months.
It
was-
that
oh, it was
show
awesome.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friends is great. I hate when people talk shit about Friends.
You know what
There's
though?
nothing bad about it.
I'm not gonna lie. What I like at the time, I didn't really watch that because my parents didn't watch it. Like I watched Seinfeld with my dad.
Right.
That's the only reason I found out about Seinfeld. And then for a while, I was like, yeah, Friends is okay. Like it's not great. And then like it became like one of the most repeated things on TBS. And then I was like, oh shit, this is actually really fucking funny.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's why I watched the whole thing.
My
It's just
favorite
entertaining.
episode is when Joey and Chandler are discussing like whose condom it is, and I think who else comes in. It's like no, it's mine. Like it's
Not Ross.
no, it's not Ross. It's one of the girls.
Monica.
I think Monica, and they were like discussing. No, this is my condom. Like it's just like oh my gosh, that episode's great.
The thing towards the end with Joey and Rachel just got weird for me. Like I didn't like that.
yeah,
Arc,
I didn't
but
like that.
It
That
was
was
just,
weird.
they were trying too hard. But I don't know, just the whole series, like the different relationships that they had, seeing Chandler and Monica evolve. and
Yeah.
The on again, off again. They were on a break between Ross and Rachel.
yeah,
And you know what? Oh, we were on a break. Great
it was
episode.
Good. Yeah. That whole it was like season 4. Or 5,
You know, there's
I
really
forget.
not like even like the first season's kind of whatever, but it's not a bad season, and there's not a bad
No.
season of that show. And there's
It's
10
not,
seasons.
Yeah, it's not like it's one of those seasons. Oh, they should have cut it off here. Like,
Yeah.
this is like
Yeah.
Scrubs. But
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know
Season
what you're
8.
talking about.
right, 8 seasons on Scrubs.
That's all I know about.
Yeah, there's no ninth season.
Yeah.
What I really love about Friends too, is that like there's a great story behind the story, like behind the scenes between the actors. Like who was the biggest actor to come out of that? Jennifer
Jennifer
Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston, yeah.
But do you know they all signed and agreed to for one to never be paid more than the other?
For the whole series.
Yeah, for the whole
Yeah.
series. So Jennifer Aniston was like, no, like I don't want to be paid more. Like she's
Right,
like, I'd
'cause
rather you
she was
spread that
still-
money
she was
out.
starting to make her
'Cause
like,
they were-
her solo movies by them.
But even
Mhm.
then, like still, like they all just got along.
Right,
They were all
exactly.
really
And you can
great
tell on
friends
screen,
anyway. You
too.
could tell on screen, and they all they all fought for each other.
Yeah.
Like that's why that show like was like it just the characters were just awesome because everything worked for the you know. That's one of the things where I'm glad like the actors took over almost.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think by
Because it was their show.
the first season they were getting like around like $20,000 an episode or something like that, which is
By
still
the end,
really
they were
good.
making $1 million
$1 million an episode from like season 7
plus
to 10.
Right.
percentage of ad revenue.
Of
But
course.
Seinfeld and Friends had some of the best guest stars
Yeah.
who became huge later on.
Bryan Cranston was on Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Paul
Brian
Rudd
Cranston.
was on Friends.
Yeah,
Paul
he
Rudd,
was.
yeah.
The couple
Paul
episodes where
Rudd,
her and
like-
Phoebe were dating.
Did you ever see Paul Rudd in Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers?
No.
It's awful, but it's awesome.
But yeah, they both. Yeah,
Sounds
like you said, they have really, especially Friends, because Brad Pitt made. I mean, he was still big at the time, but
John Favreau.
yeah,
Yeah.
other
Fucking Tom Selleck.
Oh.
mustache.
Yeah, but I mean, he was famous before that, but
Yeah, I know, but still, they had him on it.
whatchamacallit? Charlton Heston was on Friends too.
Mhm.
It was the episode where Joey goes fishing, and he wakes up too late for the acting gig, and he's like, I stink, like I smell like fish. So he takes a shower in Charlton Heston's shower.
Right,
and
right, right.
Charlton Heston was like, get out of my shower.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
It was just a really good show. Like I said,
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing in 2 months.
I really like the
don't regret
alternate timeline one, where like if Rachel didn't run out on her wedding and how everybody turned out then,
Yeah.
and like Monica stayed fat and everything.
Monica.
You know what was weird though? When Chandler was skinny those seasons, like super super skinny, because Matthew Perry was doing a shit ton of Vicodin.
Mm.
That was weird.
Yeah.
But other than that,
The one thing I did notice though, after going through it, based on the opening credits, they had them ordered by their popularity. So if you remember, it went
Did
Jennifer
they?
Aniston, then what's her name, Courtney Cox, then Lisa
Mhm.
Kudrow with the 3 girls at the beginning, and then it went Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and then David Schwimmer at the end in
Huh.
the credits. So looking back
I
now,
didn't know
it's
that.
like that's how they're most popular, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe you could switch Matthew Perry and Matt LeBlanc, but
About the time though.
At the time, I
Yeah.
think. I mean, they're both doing okay now because
David
Matt
Schwimmer, I
LeBlanc
don't know what the hell
has.
he's doing.
He pops up here and there.
Yeah, but I think he produces a lot of stuff, and he
Mm,
also
probably.
doesn't really need to do anything.
I don't
They
think
still
so.
get
They
money
made
from
shit ton
Friends.
of
Oh
money.
yeah, it's been syndicated all over.
You know what's really funny? Like it's an all right movie, but you ever see We're the Millers?
No.
With Jennifer
I-
Aniston.
Is
I
it?
hate Jason Sudeikis.
What?
I've been over this with you guys. I can't stand him or Jason Bateman.
Oh, that's bad. I mean, we respect your opinion, but
Do you?
yeah,
Kind of.
I love both of them. But and We're the Millers is like
I know
there's
exactly where you're talking. The
Yeah.
blooper.
yeah, there's a part in the car where they put on a song and the kid starts singing and like rapping every part of it.
Right.
But there's an outtake where they put on the Friends theme song and Jennifer Aniston's just like sitting there and like everyone starts singing it.
That was.
There was
that
a
was funny.
scene. You guys see Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt?
Yes.
Remember the part where her and her Asian friend are running on the fountain? And The
Yes.
Friends theme song plays in the background.
Yeah, I've never watched that show. But I heard it's really good.
It's funny.
It's funny.
It's
Yeah.
good.
It's very funny.
So what is that? 3 for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go WWF Raw. Back in the 90s.
Wow.
Attitude Era.
Late
That
90s.
counts.
Not the early 90s shit with all the fucking characters and clowns and mantars running around because that was the lowest period. If you want to talk about
WWF
wrestling,
Raw.
Attitude Era and
mostly
uh,
WWF. I wasn't a WCW fan, so I really can't talk
See,
about
I
that.
actually
but
I
with,
like WCW back then more.
I just couldn't because I grew up WWF. So
What
yeah,
was
Goldberg,
yeah.
NWO. Like I get it. I look back and I've seen all that stuff. But just,
Hollywood Hogan.
yes.
Wait, you know what's good? A good movie, Ready to Rumble,
Is that with David Arquette?
with David Arquette
Yeah.
and
Forget the other
Scott Conn.
Yeah.
And like everything happens in WCW.
Yeah, because David
So
Arquette becomes
fucking
champion.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why they went out of business. No, but
That's
WWF
one of the
with
reasons.
I know Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker was lighting people on fire,
Listen,
Kane, Mankind,
The
getting thrown off
Attitude
cage.
Era
Yeah,
was,
was 97-ish to probably 2001 when WCW went out of business is their hottest period.
Yeah.
And they're getting like
The
they were
Attitude
getting
Era.
8.9 ratings, 10.0 ratings back then, going between WCW
Yeah.
and Raw. Now they're barely cracking 3. So just that time period, plus like being like an 18-year-old in that time period where Stone Cold's running wild, greatest time period of wrestling ever.
Yeah.
So
He was their most
he's-
profitable character.
yeah,
or actor,
and I think he sold
wrestler.
the most T-shirts too, even more
Well, yeah,
than John
that's
Cena.
why he was more
Yeah,
profitable.
just the merchandise he was able to sell with that simple shirt, Austin
Yeah.
316 and a fucking skull in the back.
Mhm.
Speaking of John Cena, like I love Stone Cold. Like that he's a cool guy.
Yeah,
and
his
really-
podcast is awesome.
His
if you guys-
podcast is great.
You
I've,
listen to it?
I've listened. I'm not
Some
a
of 'em.
huge wrestling fan,
But he doesn't even talk about it most of the time. It's talking about his daily life and living
Yeah.
in Texas.
but like he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He really is a nice guy. But he doesn't take bullshit though.
Oh no, he doesn't.
I
give a
love
fuck.
it. He's kind of like
Like that time he beat up his wife.
Which time?
he's
Sorry, Austin. Love you.
but did he beat up his wife?
Yeah, that's why they got a divorce.
I didn't know that.
And,
I take back the good guy thing.
No,
and
he's fine now.
WWE paid her not to say something because
Yeah.
they would have lost a lot of money.
Wow, what if I did not know any of this? I kind of take back what I said.
Yeah, I mean, and like you were saying, the no bullshit thing.
I was gonna compare him. He was like the male version of Judge Judy. He doesn't take any shit. But
that's a weird comparison.
I see it though.
yeah. But now that you told me he beat his wife, what
Nah,
an
but,
asshole.
like, the thing that going back to that, he didn't take any shit. He was scheduled to lose a regular match to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like no pay-per-view or anything, no build to it, no like fanfare around it, just a regular Monday night match, and he walked out just because he didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
He
they
felt
didn't
that,
want to lose to that rookie.
yeah, not even that. He felt that if he was going to, that it should have been built for like a big pay-per-view, and like not just a throwaway match. So he walked out on that. But no, WWE, WWF back then, best thing on TV.
Yeah, it was.
Getting like 9.0 ratings. It's ridiculous. Last one, I was gonna go more Nickelodeon with all the cartoons, kind of like what I did with the Disney movies. 'Cause you had so many great '90s cartoons, Rocko's Modern Life, like even the early cartoons, Ren and Stimpy.
Great.
You mentioned it earlier, Real Monsters with the video game.
Oh, yeah.
Just those shows. But I'm gonna go with SpongeBob, even though it started late. Just those first
Fair
couple
enough.
seasons was
Yeah, the first 2 seasons were the 90s.
first 2 or 3. I mean, like probably the best SpongeBob series seasons, and they're funny too. A lot of adult humor in it. So
Well,
the episode where they find the curse word on the
I think that,
I
the
love
scallop, where they find the scallop and they're taking care of it, and or SpongeBob's cross dressing. Like
yeah.
I don't know, it's just that show is a cartoon.
yeah.
It was great.
Well, SpongeBob's. Think about it this way: SpongeBob's closest friends are Sandy Cheeks and a starfish,
Mhm.
and he lives in Bikini Bottom.
Yeah,
He's a tampon.
he is. SpongeBob is.
I love those Reddit fan theories.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah.
sometimes they're ridiculous.
But yeah, those were my 5: Seinfeld, SpongeBob, WWF Raw, Boy Meets World, and Friends. I had Fresh Prince on there,
Good
Yeah.
choice.
and I had Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Yes.
Gosh, that wasn't even on my first list. I'm so pissed at myself.
Yeah.
That show was
I
great.
fucking love that
Yeah.
show.
That was like pre-Adult Swim, like Cartoon
Mhm.
Network.
that
like,
basically put it on.
yeah, that was like all right, like that. That's when they were
'Cause
like,
that was like what 11 o'clock at night.
yeah.
I think that was right when like Adult Swim was kicking off.
That's funny because like I didn't know that was a spoof of late night talk shows.
Oh, of course.
Like at the time, I was like, "What is this?" And like I didn't get it when I was a kid. I was like,
didn't
"I
either.
hate
I
this
didn't get it.
show." I
But
didn't
looking
get it.
back-
But now, like I
So
like when I'm
fucking
older
funny.
and I see it, it's so funny.
And a lot of those celebrity interviews they cut from
Real
like
interviews.
actual talk
Yeah.
shows and put it in. And you know what? A lot of the people who worked on that show made like most of Adult Swim shows.
They still
like
do.
Brennan Small, the guys who made Aqua Teen,
Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse. Well, isn't that Brendan Small?
that is Brendan Small, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also did Home Movies,
Yeah, he did.
which is a great show. And like the Brack Show came out of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking hysterical.
It was.
Harvey Birdman,
Attorney at Law. I missed that show.
Dude, I love it. I found it online. So good.
Oh my gosh, that I wish they would do a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and Harvey Birdman like crossover video game.
The fuck?
How great would that be?
I'm just trying to picture what it would be.
Yeah. All right, so
Yeah, those are my 5 '90s TV shows.
I gotta say that's an awesome list, dude.
I mean, obviously, I went a little biased with the wrestling and stuff,
But that still
back
counts.
then,
Like
yeah.
I obviously wrestling's still around. It was before that, but if you're
But-
talking about the Attitude Era,
the '90s. That
yeah, the '90s era, like I get it.
And
Like,
like I said, with South Park, I couldn't do it because there's only a couple seasons. I guess SpongeBob kind of defuncts what I was saying, but
yeah, I mean,
Well, I think that the reason I didn't include South Park is because it's really transcended the 90s.
Oh, of course.
and I agree, and that's why I said about Pulp Fiction. But there is a reason why I put South Park in the '90s category.
Your turn.
Yeah, it's my turn. So I put Seinfeld on there. I mean, I can't really say anything more else about it. We already talked about it enough. Great show. If they brought it back, I feel like they could bring it back and it would still be good.
I mean, I don't know if Michael Richards is welcomed on TV.
Oh, he's fine. No,
Yeah.
He's been on TV recently.
Yeah.
He's on that show, Hot in Cleveland, or The X's.
Yeah.
Some
I
TV
don't
land
watch
show.
he was
TV
he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm a couple times,
Okay.
and they like brought up the whole like thing.
The South Park episode.
Yeah, you know what it is like, and like to be honest, like I kind of feel bad for Michael Richards. Like that was horrible. He should never have done that. And
Yeah,
no
he
way
kinda went a little overboard. But
he went a little. He went way overboard. But like, also like I've done stand up comedy, and like honestly, if people were like interrupting me the whole time, I would freak out too. I would never have said that.
Yeah, but
I
you
would
would tell
probably-
him shut the fuck up. or
Yeah, I
whatever.
mean,
Yeah.
I've done that.
Okay.
Like,
Fair enough.
I had some like kid who was stoned one day, like to interrupt my show, and I just started making fun of him. But like, again, I'm not like calling him any racial remarks. But at the same time, like, listen,
Stoner.
people like have a really bad lapse in judgment.
Right.
I don't think
They just
Michael Richards is a racist guy at all.
I don't
I just
either.
think he had a terrible night.
Yeah.
And it carries him. He probably still thinks about it. He doesn't do stand up anymore because of that.
Right.
If you have ever watched or haven't watched Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee,
I saw
the
that.
episode with Michael Richards is really, really good because they go over that. And,
Yeah.
like, he's so sincere about it.
Yeah,
Is it on
and he-
YouTube or where can I find that?
Comediansincarsgettingcoffee.com,
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then it's like
which I recommend because there's a lot of great people on it.
he like pretty much says to Jerry, like, I mean, there's a lot more said about it, but he's like, I'm glad you stuck through me through all that. Like, you never abandoned me, because they're still friends. They're still really good friends to
Right.
this day. And it was like he says a lot about Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
All right, and then so I'll say South Park right now.
Go ahead.
Gotta
hear it.
With South Park, you know what? Like, again, that's a show that does transcend the '90s. But reason being is because you see the '90s episodes of South Park,
Yeah.
and then not the '90s episodes of South Park. It is really different
No,
humor-wise.
yeah, it's definitely night and day.
It's like it really is night and day. And like that show, if it kept being like it was in the '90s,
It wouldn't have lasted.
it wouldn't have lasted. It would have been like, wow, remember that show South Park in the '90s?
Yeah.
That's what it would have been like. But Matt Stone and Trey Parker, they kind of stopped doing drugs and then writing like really smart stuff.
And that's why I didn't put it in the 90s in my list, because of just the stuff they were doing. I didn't find it, like, there was some great episodes, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff they're doing now, give or take a couple
It's
episodes.
a better show now.
Yeah. Because it's topical.
When it's
That's-
not shoving it down your throat, their viewpoint down your throat.
Right, but when it's just making fun of, like, the political elections
Yeah.
and being PC and, like, everything else that they're doing.
But I don't
the
mind if
Muhammad
they
thing in episode 200.
That was great.
I don't mind if they shove an opinion down my throat, because even if I don't agree with it, because it's like, you know what, at least they have the
You don't
balls
have
to
the gag
say
reflex? Oh, what?
it. That's because of you, man. That could be a compliment if you really think about
yeah,
it.
I know.
But like, because at least they have the balls to say
Right,
it.
that's the thing,
Like,
like-
when they have the whole thing of global warming, how it's like they have those episodes where it's like, well, there's actually no evidence. When like we all know, like,
Is
yeah,
that when they broke the dam and Randy just...
no,
What
it
episode
was
are you talking
that, and then there was the one where like it's
I
like
broke the
Earth
dam.
Day, and it's like, and like you get the people from global warming, like the climate change,
Oh,
like
God.
people, and they start like killing people that saying there's no global warming.
But
Because I think they were really anti-global warming at the time,
Yeah.
but they don't talk about it anymore because they probably think they're wrong. I don't know.
But like, even some of the other older episodes, like, what is it? What I just had on the tip of my tongue. Vote or Die, when the turd sandwich or
Yeah.
giant
Yeah.
douche. Like, really?
But like
That's
again,
not-
like that's the thing. Like,
but
it's
that's
like I
making
don't
fun of the
care if I
political
think they're
election, yeah.
wrong, because like at least they have the balls
Right.
to not like be PC and like think like, even if they are wrong, it's like, you know what, like this is what we think, and
Yeah.
like that takes guts, man. And like that's why I always that's why and like, you know what, just because sometimes you're wrong doesn't mean you're not a smart person.
Right.
And like that's how I feel about Matt Stone and Trey Parker. I think that the best writers on television, like if there was like a top 5 writers of television, they would probably like both of them would fit like a spot there.
Right.
Like I think they're-
Together, yeah.
I think they're incredibly smart.
Yeah.
But also too, on my list is Dragon Ball Z,
Of course.
because technically, even though it came out in the '80s in Japan,
Yeah.
it was a '90s show in America, and I'll count it. That literally brought anime. That was one of that was the
Nice
sickest catch I ever saw,
Nice
and it was
catch,
because of Beckham.
Of course.
Okay, so you're listening to this Sunday. We're watching the Thursday night football game right now, and Odell just caught the sickest ball.
And I don't know what that touchdown dance was, but
I don't
it's
know.
nice.
But did you see the guy in the Chiefs do the Donkey Kong dance?
Yeah.
That was great.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So, but like, I mean, that show really brought anime, popular. Like that made anime popular
That was
in
one of
America.
them, yeah.
I mean, there was movies before that. There was like Akira, that like
Edge.
that people talk about, but it was really like because Dragon Ball Z, like it was the first animated show where like they didn't edit it heavily.
Right.
As far as violence, they did. So I shouldn't say that. Like they edited a lot of the violence out, but like the characters were still like Goku or Krillin. Like they didn't like try to edit like some names, and the dubbing was actually really good because a lot of times, a lot of anime before that, the problem is the dubbing was bad.
Yeah.
And it was just like
Either one of you have the other anime show on there, on your list?
no.
Pokemon.
I didn't have Pokemon on my list because
Honestly, I forgot to put that on.
I
You were
didn't
going to?
I didn't forget to put it on. It's just that show really hasn't changed much since the 90s.
I haven't watched it since like the
I keep up
Riley
with it.
or whatever was introduced. I don't know.
I honestly do keep up with the animated series sometimes. Like I'll watch it on Cartoon Network. Like,
Right.
it's actually some of the newer episodes are really good. But it's actually like,
Do you
it's
still have Pikachu?
yeah. But
He's a Thunderstone, damn it.
I know, seriously, dude. Raichu is so strong.
Now, at this point, he's got to learn all his moves, so
Yeah.
why not evolve him? So how much of a dick
Yeah.
Pikachu was at the beginning.
Dragon Ball Z was,
Well, now he has a different Pikachu.
but
what?
like the reason, like he does have a different Pikachu.
You don't remember that early in the season, or not early in the season, but earlier in the series? There's this one episode where I forget exactly what leads to it, but they end up in the situation when they're like he loses
Oh.
Pikachu in like a
Yes.
sea of Pikachus, and like the theory is that he got a different one because that Pikachu was much nicer.
Interesting.
But really, you could say that Pikachu, like Ash grew on Pikachu.
I just like the
It-
Or
animation.
you can
depends.
say, or you can also view it as Pikachu saw how worried Ash was,
Yeah.
Maybe.
and then
I just like the animation of how Pikachu was like short, fat thing, and now
Yeah.
it's like a little.
yeah,
When he lost
Fit.
some weight.
Yeah.
you say he's like the Rachel Ray of Pokemon, like when first on TV.
EVOO.
Yeah. No, but yeah, so like that literally,
Mhm.
like if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z, like Pokemon the anime probably
Right.
wouldn't have been the same over here.
Definitely not.
But I also have to give a shout out, like, because if Dragon Ball Z wasn't a success here, Funimation is first off great. I'm not really into anime. I'm not, but like, there's a few shows I love. It's not a '90s show in America. It premiered in 2002, but Yu Yu Hakusho. That
I heard
show,
of it, yeah.
that show never would have came over here if it wasn't for shows like Dragon Ball Z.
Mhm.
So like that's why I appreciate Dragon Ball Z a lot.
definitely.
And so number 2 for me, well, again, not in any particular order, but
Right.
I said 3 so far, right? Yeah, Seinfeld, South Park,
And
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Can't relate to you. I've never seen it. Don't know
You've
what it's
never
about.
seen it?
Nope.
One of
You're
that's
on your own.
That's one of the time. I think it's on like Time magazines or TV Guys, like 100 TV shows of all time. Have you ever? Do you know what it's about? Like, you ever heard of it?
No.
It's about.
I know the title. I just don't know.
It's 2 robots and a guy, and they're trapped up in space, and it's either like it's always like it's like a different villain like throughout the series,
Okay.
but they try to make him go crazy, and they just send him really bad movies, and every episode is like an hour and a half long because they just send him like these really crappy movies, and it's like all right, we're gonna make him go crazy, but it's just them making fun of the movie. So like the best a really good episode is like The Prince of Space, and it's like it was one of the first Japanese movies to be dubbed to come over to America, but the problem was the movie was really bad and then the dubbing was really bad. So like there's there's a scene that the guy walks out and like the villain is there and he goes, "I've seen you your whole life. I've seen everything you do." And like they'll just be like, so like they're like their little voices. They're like, "Oh man, I hope he hasn't seen the porn collection," like stuff like that, and they just rip on the movie like really bad, hysterical. And the movie is really good too. The movie came out in 1996, and the movie is hysterical. It's like 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. Like it's a show you should really watch. And those guys now do riff tracks, which are live shows of bad movies they rip on. Like the last one I saw was The Room, and before that was Starship Troopers.
Okay.
So, really smart, really funny show. Number 1, Pat. I know this is on your list. I'm really sorry. Batman the Animated Series.
I was gonna put that too. I honestly was gonna. Put
I'm
that.
so sorry, dude.
Yeah.
God
But
damn it.
with Kevin Conroy and
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, I won't talk about it too much because since you're gonna be finishing off, I'll let you talk about it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're gonna let him finish?
Uh,
That's nice of you.
Yeah, I'll let him finish. But I just some things I want to say. I mean, the show was so good that Harley Quinn, who was a made-up character for the show, was adopted into the comics.
And is one of the most popular characters now.
Yeah, now is one of the most popular characters. I mean, Kevin Smith named his daughter Harley Quinn Smith. So,
That's a nice name.
yeah. And I mean, also too,
It rewrote Mr. Freeze's backstory.
rewrote. I'll let you get into that. It made certain characters that weren't popular again. Killer Croc. The guy that I forget the villain's name, but he's supposed to be based off Greek mythology. I forget his
I know
name.
who you're talking about, but it doesn't come to mind.
Yeah, it doesn't come to mind. I wish Mike Sands was here right now. He would know.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. Bill, just leave. Yeah, so it's just I'll stop right now. But that series is it's not for me personally. It's not only the best series, not the best animated series out of the '90s, but for me, I think it's the best series out of the '90s.
It's one of the highest rated animated shows of all time, if not the top one, and it's one of the highest rated shows overall of all time.
Yeah.
When you said best series of the '90s,
in my opinion, it's like what do you think is the best series of the '90s?
Right.
I'm like Batman the Animated Series,
Okay.
because it really was kind of like a anti like Schumacher almost, and it was kind of like it. Because the only other television show Batman really had before that was the Adam West one. I'm sure there was and there was the Super Friends too.
Yeah.
Which was like again like campy. Which when Batman first came around was not campy at all. Like people died in those comics like from 1939 to like the early 1950s or whatever, or like 40s. Batman was dark. It wasn't until Robin was introduced.
Kind of give him like a
because
brighter side.
Because like DC was like we can't have like these people dying. He's a superhero. Like so. But also sales doubled when Robin was introduced. So, but yeah, I mean,
And then they voted off to kill Jason Todd.
yeah. So like again,
Fans called in.
Batman has been through a
But
lot.
You know what? I'm glad that happened because Red Hood.
The Red Hood was a great character. Again, so that's how I feel about Batman the Animated Series. It's excellent,
Like
excellent.
I said, I don't disagree. I had to knock some
It has a weak fourth season. Unfortunately, like the last season is kind of weak, but it's still better than most other things.
Right. I mean, most of the shows that last that long, the fourth, fifth season is where they kind of lose.
Especially with animated shows, because especially when like, I mean, it wasn't on Cartoon Network; it was on Kids WB.
Oh God, remember that?
Yeah, which was the best. But like, unfortunately, like with Kids WB and like Cartoon Network, they are terrible at treating their television shows. As much as I love Cartoon Network, what they did to Young Justice
pisses me off.
Yeah, there was no justice done to that show.
Oh. Mic drop.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, that's a great show. So Pat, go on to your TV shows.
All right. So a couple of them already said. Seinfeld and Friends.
Sorry.
Just classics. Dragon Ball Z.
Damn.
Also a classic. One of my favorite shows of all time, even though I like Dragon Ball better. I still love the shit out of Dragon Ball Z. Even the bad movies, bad seasons, bad episodes. Even the 20 episode long 5-minute fight. You know, it's whatever.
But
I still love it.
Kai fixes all that.
Yeah, but I still appreciate like the older version.
Yeah,
as good as Kai is.
I mean, like the thing is though, the thing with Kai for me is like now I can't really go back and watch. Like I can watch episodes of the original Dragon Ball Z or like fights, but Kai is so good. And it just cuts out all the crap that, like, if I'm watching, like, all right, I feel like watching the Frieza saga, I have to watch the Kai version.
Right. Yeah, there was a lot of filler.
Yeah, way too much.
That referee has glasses on. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Oh, JPP on TV. And it was tough to nail down like a Nicktoon was really, really tough.
Put them both on since we took some of yours.
All right. Well, like Rocket Power.
Wow.
I didn't even think of that one.
Damn.
Doug.
It was good. Doug was good.
Fucking Rock. You mentioned Rocko's Modern Life. That's one of my favorite shows. That show was really, really adult oriented.
Yeah.
So was Ren and Stimpy. Actually, those are two filthy shows.
Those two shows like should have been like that was like before Adult Swim like had a
that
thing.
Was awesome. Yeah.
Not on Nickelodeon.
I mean, like there's so many to name, and then from Cartoon Network as well. Like there's just fucking Cow and Chicken, Powerpuff Girls,
Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Lab, another.
Yo,
amazing-
Powerpuff Girls movie is a really good movie too.
It is. Powerpuff Girls show was good.
It
I mean,
was
I haven't
good.
seen the reboot
Mojo
show or
Jojo.
whatever, but yeah, Mojo Jojo and him,
Him. Oh my.
creepiest fucking thing in the world.
Yo, him was really creepy, but the best episode of Powerpuff Girls is the one where Mojo Jojo has one egg for breakfast, but he needs two. So he goes shopping for the one egg, but he has to buy a carton.
Yeah.
So it's like genius. It's great.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh my-
like it's
yes.
there's so
What do
and
you
like
think? What do you think was better in the '90s, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
Cartoon Network for me.
it's really
Yeah.
really tough.
You know
Like,
what it is?
I think
I couldn't decide.
Nickelodeon had more volume in shows, different shows.
No, Nickelodeon had funnier shows,
You think? Yeah.
but
Mm,
Cartoon
I-
Network.
Nah,
Nickelodeon
that's
had a-
debatable.
had
That's
a lot better
debatable,
shows.
but I think no. Cartoon Network had some hysterical shows.
Yeah.
But Nickelodeon had a bigger volume of humor,
I
whereas Cartoon
just said
Network.
that.
No, you did, but I'm just saying Cartoon Network had more action. There was no action on Nickelodeon.
Not really. No, there were more
Like Dragon Ball Z.
cartoon sitcoms. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
True. Well, and you know what?
Kablam.
Nickelodeon. Kablam. Yes, thank you.
Actually,
That show
now.
is fucking great.
Actually, no.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they made their own series after that.
Wasn't as good. I don't think.
No, but
Oh.
I mean, still, it's a great show.
For Kablam,
Big good man.
little trivia is you ever hear that band The Toasters, that ska band from the 90s? They
No.
do the opening for Kablam. And it's the song is Two Tone Army. It's an actual song, but they use the beat for that song as the opening for Kablam. like here, I'll put it on and I'll put it towards the microphone.
Anyway, I mean, even some of the other Nicktoons like Angry Beavers and stuff.
Well,
like
that and they also had like the live action series too that were pretty good, like Pete and Pete. Fucking love that show.
That's so funny.
All that Keenan and Kel.
Did you see on Jimmy Fallon they brought it back? The
Oh, for the Good Burger,
yeah,
yeah.
that was great.
Which is a great movie that
Yes.
spawned out of that. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh my god.
Awesome. And I think Goosebumps was on Cartoon Network, right?
No, Goosebumps was on was Nickelodeon.
I think it. Yeah, it definitely wasn't on Cartoon Network.
No, it wasn't.
Regardless.
Because
All right,
Cartoon
well,
Network
that's
didn't really do
another
live action that time.
That's another like bonus for.
Wait, can I put on the Kablam theme song?
Do it.
All
I
right, so
guess so.
the song is actually called
All rights go to who crediting this to?
yeah,
for-
this goes towards the Toasters. It's a great '90s band.
Okay.
The song is called Two Tone Army by the Toasters, but they take the music from it and put it as the opening for Kablam.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's it. They cut out like the Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun,
Oh my
dun.
god.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I can just picture the intro right now.
Henry and June.
Yeah, so that's
So
it.
many good skits came out of that too.
Yeah,
Yep.
Think about it. Like there's just and then like CW Kids was awesome. Fucking Street Sharks.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
wow.
Recess.
And Recess.
Recess.
And Recess the movie.
I almost put that on my
Recess
list
the
of
movie was
shows.
great too. I forgot about Recess. That
Yeah.
show was awesome.
And like even Disney at that time had a lot of great original shows too.
Mhm.
Which I mean, that's kind of what CW Kids was.
I missed out on Kim Possible, and I kind of regret that.
It was good.
Yeah, a lot of people like that
It wasn't
show a lot.
it wasn't their best, but it was good.
Yeah.
So moving on, yeah. This one, I don't know if you guys know this show, Freakazoid.
Yes, that show
You
was
guys
so
know?
funny.
See, I was
Is
expecting
that,
that one
he's
to
in
be out
like
of
all
left field.
blue with like the tall black hair.
Yeah, it's this computer geek, and he turns it.
Yeah.
That show
Freakazoid.
was
Freakazoid.
so fucking funny, and it was produced.
That was
executive.
90s?
Yeah, it was executive produced by Steven Spielberg,
Yep.
and he appeared in some episodes.
Why don't I remember that?
Yeah.
It only
think
had
last
2
one- yeah,
seasons.
that's what I
Well,
figured.
that was one of
Double
those
seasons.
shows where like because Steven Spielberg like produced Animaniacs,
Pink in the Brain.
Yeah, Pinky and the
which
Brain.
spawned from Animaniacs.
Hysteria, which is like that history show,
Mhm.
kind of like the same format as Animaniacs. So he like produced a lot of those cartoons and like
No wonder they were good.
yeah.
Yeah, and they all kind of spun off each other. Like
Yeah.
obviously, Pink in the Brain came from Animaniacs.
Yep.
Freakazoid in a way spun off of Animaniacs. There's a small connection.
Okay.
Really, if you think of it. I mean, like they're all kind of
I
because
think-
they're like the Cartoon Network TV universe.
Mhm. That's what I figured. They were like
But
all.
yeah,
in the same
Freakazoid
universe.
was great because it was so ridiculous, and like it broke the fourth wall all the time, but in a really funny way.
Right.
And just the character himself was so dumb and just so funny.
Yeah.
And then you know, you got to mention Candle Jack.
What?
The Candle Jack joke.
I didn't know what you said. That's why.
I said, and of course you got to mention Candle Jack, and then
Yeah.
then he comes and takes you away. I mean, it doesn't translate well to
The microphone.
podcast, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a joke. You go to say his name, and before you can finish it, he steals you.
Okay.
And then you end up floating behind him with his little. But yeah, and then Batman the animated series. I'll go with. I mean, it was an amazing show. It had humor, action, drama. Had some soap opera parts, but whatever. It had awesome. The voice talent for that show was fucking amazing. Kevin Conroy is still the best Batman of all time.
Yeah, he's my favorite. Like that's why I think of Batman. Like when I read Batman comics to this day, I think of Kevin Conroy's voice.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's the best Joker, and he was phenomenal. And you know, even in the Arkham games,
That's
Yeah.
he's the best part. Yeah.
There's a reason why.
And
Shout out to Troy Baker though, because he's like
he
really
did a
close
really
second.
good job
Yeah.
in Arkham Origins. He did it.
I didn't play that game.
Arkham Origins.
Yeah, it's really good.
The story is much better than the gameplay ends up being. It's very bugged.
Okay.
But it's an awesome story. And like for the show, like a lot of times now for like animated shows when they do voice acting, it's like one person in a booth. Then later on they'll fill in everybody. For this, they all recorded at the same exact time. Kind of like how Family Guy usually does it or used to do it. They all sat in the same room recording. That way they could bounce off each other much easier.
Instead of filling in the blank spots.
Exactly.
Right.
And they would all have to sit, except Mark Hamill couldn't sit most of the time when he was doing the Joker because he had to get into that like high pitched laugh and like so he was like going into the like all the movements and stuff, and like if you see behind the scenes you can see that. But yeah, you mentioned it before. Harley Quinn was a character on the show, and she became retconned into the comics and is
Yeah, I
now
didn't know
one of the
that. That's pretty
biggest
cool.
one of the biggest characters. I mean, she's gonna be in fucking Suicide Squad, but
I
like
can't wait.
you think Joker and you think Harley Quinn.
Of course. Even the
Because
Batman video games help that too.
Even the Batman video games, I mean, they were still a part of each other in, you know, together in all the movies that spawned out of this, and some really great movies spawned out of Batman the Animated Series.
Mask of the
Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm was
great.
really good.
And then going from Batman the Animated Series, like Batman Beyond ended up coming out of it,
See,
which is another great show.
That's not technically a '90s show, is it?
I think it was 99.
Yeah.
Or it could have been early 2000, but still.
I'm gonna find out.
Regardless,
It came
another show.
after, and it
I love Batman
came
Beyond.
because of Batman the Animated Series. And Mr. Freeze was, up until the series, was a joke, basically.
Yeah, he sucked.
He sucked. He was a joke. He was just a crappy character. And then the way... He didn't help. And then the way they portrayed him and his backstory in the show made him a more likable, a better character. And, again, they retconned that in the comics. See, I was right. And they retconned that in the comics to actually make him a really good villain and a very sympathetic character in a way, but still very, you know, strategic. And as ridiculous as he is, he still became a great character. And Batman the Animated Series is so good that most people consider it to be canon with the comics. And if you think about it, it had a huge impact on the comics, which you know makes sense. And it was hugely successful. Won a ton of awards. Was nominated for even more than one it won. And then after that, Superman the Animated Series came out, and that was pretty good.
That was really good.
Not as good as Batman, but still really good.
The later seasons of Superman were better than the earlier. It was kind of the opposite of Batman, whereas the later.
Yeah.
I think there might have only been 2 or 3 seasons of Superman, but I remember like the last season was like really good, and it was like it kind of brought like the whole like Dark Side story arc with Superman the Animated Series is like kind of like what brought it to like the next level for me.
Yeah, and like I could watch that show all day, front to back. It doesn't matter because like even if you're not a fan of comics, there's so much to enjoy about the show because it's just a really well written
Because you're still,
and acted
even
show.
if you don't read the comics, you're still familiar with the characters at least.
Exactly,
Like,
and you can learn
they're-
everything about them in the show. And then that again led to the Justice League series, and then Justice League Unlimited. A lot of voice actors carried over to that, including Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy and some of the other voice actors.
Yeah, they got it was the same Lex Luthor throughout the whole show. Same Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, honestly, arguably Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, which they're not really two separate shows. It's because like even when you look on Wikipedia, they go Justice League season 1 and 2, Unlimited season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Archer Vice. It's still the
It's
same.
season 5.
Yeah, it's season 5.
Yeah.
So like, I think Justice League is the better show out of all of them. Like, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like it started off such a strong foot.
Right.
You know.
And the animated series, like some of those seasons are better than so many comic book based movies too.
Yeah, it gets
Think about
dark.
It gets really dark for like what it was supposed to be a kid related show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't praise that show enough. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And a lot of great things have come
That
from it.
DC animated universe has never been topped.
Oh, DC Animated Universe is the best.
It could have been topped by Young Justice if Cartoon Network didn't screw it over.
Well, if you think about it, it's really part of it.
Not really. It's like it's Barry Allen, not Wally West. Like it's Wally West. It's the Wally West in the Justice League animated series in that universe, because it's technically he was in Superman. Is a mix between Barry Allen and Wally West of the comics.
Right.
Whereas like in is kind of like it's in Young Justice, a lot of those voice actors come back.
Mhm.
It's not the same
And
characters.
it's Bart Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, regardless. But yeah, the DC Animated Universe, their movie universe is just awesome.
Yeah.
There's some movies in it that are better than a lot of Marvel movies.
Yeah, it really. I mean, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm is like the first DC animated movie. You're like, whoa, and it's based off Batman the animated series. But then you watch like Batman Doom or Superman Doomsday. What other? There's
Green Lantern First Flight.
yes,
Really, any of the Batman movies. Under the Red Hood.
that's the best one.
Amazing. Justice League Doom is what you meant. Justice League War.
Oh, but what's the
Justice League
Batman one
Throne of
where
Atlantis.
yeah, it is Justice League Doom. So that's the one where Batman they do the contingency plan for all the people members of Justice League. Yeah, it
And
is
there's
Justice
Justice
League Doom.
League Trapped in Time. There's just so many fucking good ones.
There's there's one based off Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
which is so good and so faithful to the comics.
Yes, it's awesome. Like that's the one thing that DC will forever have over Marvel.
Is there
Is
animated?
their animated universe.
Marvel could have been really good because if you watch Hulkverse, which like Hulk vs. Thor and Hulk vs. Wolverine, you see those?
Didn't Spider-Man have his
They're okay.
animated show?
Yes, he had a couple.
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about. I like that one.
Okay.
But I like the one from the 70s too.
They're okay, but they started off on the right foot. I feel like if they continue with that style, they could have been really good.
I
But
like Planet Hulk better.
Planet Hulk is better. Again, but like that's the thing. Like they started off on that foot,
Yeah.
but they never really went through with it.
Okay, now we're getting past 90s though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think we're going
that
backwards.
covers.
I don't know, or forwards. I don't know which way
We're
you guys
going
are
back and
Oh,
forth.
yeah, we're going
with
back
that.
and forth, but like we're technically a comic podcast.
Yeah.
So like when
makes
comic
sense.
books come up,
But
we're like,
for the topic of the
yeah.
day. Yeah.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
so that's the small list I have for the 90s. I mean,
Fair
like
enough.
Boy Meets World is.
Yeah. I mean, I almost put Full House on mine, but it was in the too early 90s.
I don't think that show aged that well though.
It didn't.
No, not at all.
Nah, it was so.
It was kind of like a bottle of red wine left open. Like it was good when you got it first. But
Your
then,
analogies are amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I hear you at work, and they're just like, I'll be there in 2 shakes of a lamb still. Like, what the fuck does
that's
that
not
mean?
really an analogy, but
Or
that's more of a
phrase,
saying.
I don't know what it's saying. I
You
don't know.
gotta hear some of the shit
Yeah.
he says.
No,
when
but
you're
yeah,
in
no.
there.
Full House to me
I
is like
agree
a
with that.
bottle of red wine that was opened, tastes good at first, and then left out for too long.
I mean, it didn't last that long, though.
What was it,
7?
Five,
It's like 5 or 6 seasons.
Yeah.
No, because it lasted a little while because like DJ like goes to college.
Yeah.
Mary, the Olsen twins, they're like 7 or something like that by the time the series ends.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why. Yeah, it's the only reason I left. Just too early 90s for me.
Yeah.
It was like kind of just stayed there. It didn't like.
Mm.
But it was on TGIF along with what other shows were on that?
Was it Boy
block?
Meets World on there?
It may have been, but it was like there was like
Oh, you know what? No, screw it. Completely
Sabrina
off
the
topic.
Teenage Witch.
I was gonna say that, but
Oh yeah.
that reminded me of Clarissa Explains It All.
Oh yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Shout out to 4 Year Strong for making a really good cover album called 4 Year Strong Explains It All. And it was all like
Yeah.
90 songs.
I like it.
That yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, there's some very obscure like Nickelodeon shows too. Like,
yeah.
like fucking
What is it? Adventures of
Alex Mack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're good.
Uh,
Sorry, Connor, you're out.
No, I remember that show.
No, I'm saying you're off the show.
Oh, okay.
yeah. I mean, like we can talk for like fucking 10 hours about
Yeah.
all the great movies and shows from the 90s. We really wanted to. Like, it's so hard to narrow it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I came in a list of like 10 of each. And
Yeah.
try narrowing it down from there was ridiculous.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
covers
That
what
pretty
I
much-
got.
It pretty much covers it. That's some of our favorites in the comments below. Please name some of your favorite ones. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Post us on Twitter. On Twitter, my name's Connor. I'm at Less Than Connor.
I think I'm at RickPatMCN.
Yeah, Rick Pat MCN.
There may or may not be the end at the end.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
not sure which Twitter account I should use. I have two to keep my personal and professional life apart. I'll
Go
give
with
the-
your personal.
the
Do the one
personal-
that I follow.
Okay. Mr_Piv1127.
Okay.
And
that is
also
my-
check out Bill's podcast, which
Yep.
is available on iTunes.
It is. It's actually called Piv's NXT Point of View podcast.
There
Going
you
with
go.
the alliteration there.
There we go.
Even if you don't know shit about wrestling, do what I do. Throw the dude some downloads.
Just download.
Yeah.
Don't listen. I don't
Tell,
care.
and you know what? If you have friends that like wrestling,
Thank
like,
you.
hey, listen, I know a podcast you may be interested in.
Yes. Appreciate that,
You
guys.
should post your podcast on Reddit on r²circle.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's what
It's-
Patrick does.
Not on that. No. There's a
No, I'm not.
There's a
you're not posting
subreddit
your
that's
podcast there.
no. There's a subreddit called Our Podcast, and they have every day they have a daily new episode post, and you just put your own in. I do that most of the time when I
definitely do,
remember.
'cause I mean, I'm tweeting mine out, and obviously on iTunes it's getting some downloads early in the week, but just trying to get more viewers or listeners, I guess.
Yeah,
Well, I
so
think out of all of our episodes, we have like almost 300 views.
something like that.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got to start putting mine on YouTube as well. I just got to figure out how to do the audio into like a video format.
Just use Windows.
yeah,
You just put the audio in,
And just
then
put,
put
like,
a
a
random
picture.
ass picture.
Yeah.
So that's why all ours is
It's
just a
just-
picture of Connor.
We have to change that pretty soon.
No.
Is that
Yeah.
from Senior
No,
Prom?
not that I'm ashamed of it. No, it's not from Senior Prom. It's from Amanda. It's Paul Martin's older sister's wedding,
Okay.
and obviously
At least I knew it was
some
from
things
a
happened
party.
for that picture to happen. No, not that I'm embarrassed of the picture. I think it's a great picture, but like I want to find like we should put the picture of Tommy up,
Which one?
the one where he falls asleep in the bathroom floor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll go over well.
Yeah, he would probably kill us.
All right.
Well, he couldn't, but
Well, yeah.
Make you a Jersey Mike sub though.
oh yeah, that's right. You know, I love Jersey Mike, so I'll never do that to him.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening again. Like, comment, share, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Do the same for Bill.
Thank you.
The other dude some downloads. And we'll see you again.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah, not a
Thanks for
problem.
being here, Bill.
Bill, you're always welcome
Appreciate it.
back.
Thank you.
Signing off.